Trusting your twin flame connection can prove to be very difficult at times, especially when you're in separation and there is no communication in the 3D. This is why telepathy between twin flames or your connection on the 5D is so important. But sometimes there's a disconnect there also. And I think this is a part of the growth and the healing that needs to be done separately. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse. Your twin flame is your other half. They're the other half of your soul, incarnated into another body, destined for lifetimes to find each other, to learn those soul lessons and to do that soul growth in order to come into unconditionally loving union with each other. But it is very hard to keep the faith. On this journey, there's a lot of separation. There's you might not have even met your twin flame in the 3D, and you know you're a twin flame. You may have only connected with your twin on the 5D, and this is proof that you are a twin flame. But sometimes because of the human experience, we have that ego, that doubt. And this is why separation is so important, is to heal those wounds and heal those karmas from this life and past lives. But sometimes, because of the healing process, our heart becomes even more closed. And this can close us off to the 5D connection as well. And that's what's happened to me lately. I literally decided I didn't decide. I kind of lost a little bit of hope. I closed my heart again. And I was distrusting in the whole thing. I was like, this isn't going to happen. I'm destined to be alone. La la la, this isn't for me. And I was really, really closed-hearted. And obviously while I was going through Dark Night of the Soul, this is going to happen. The Dark Night of the Soul is that deep spiritual depression. And my heart was really, 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 really closed. So I wasn't even communicating with my twin in the 5D and telepathy. And I've done this before. My strongest connection with my twin is the spiritual connection. Long before I met him in the 3D, I felt his soul, for many years. And, I felt that love. I felt that unconditional love. I've met him in the astral realm, met him through dreams. And sometimes, we'll dream about our twin flame a lot. And sometimes your twin flame will come through as a different person, but the energy is the same and it's them. And a lot of the time, and what I think has been happening for the last month or two anyway, is that I have been dreaming about my twin flame, but I haven't been remembering the dreams. And this is for a reason. I disconnected from him telepathically for a reason. Now, I didn't understand this reason. And this made me doubt the connection. It made me doubt, was this my twin? It made me doubt, was I a twin? And I know I'm a fucking twin. Do you know what I mean? And it made me kind of question all of it and question what was for me, or, normally when I'm open-hearted or whatever and I decided to veer off my twin flame path, I decide I might call in a soulmate, or I still want to call in love. But I was in this box of not wanting anything. Didn't want a soulmate, didn't want my twin. I was really closed off. I wasn't having conscious dreams of my twin. I wasn't speaking to him telepathically. It was like we completely had disconnected. And I believe this is this is divinely orchestrated. This has to happen for you to heal your own wounds separately, disconnect that energy so that they can heal their wounds, and for you to come back into that trust on your own. And that's what happened with me. Yesterday was the first time I felt an energy shift, and I felt my heart opening again. And I was like, oh, hello, you're back. And it kind of felt my connection to my twin reopen a little bit. And I was, I was kind of feeling I wanted love again. And for the last month or two, I literally was closed off to that. And I was just like, no, don't want anyone. I'm grand on my own. I'm fine. I don't want a soulmate. I don't want a twin flame. I'm just sick of this shit. I'm done. And then yesterday I started to feel those bubbles again, those butterflies, my soul dancing. And I was like, oh, maybe I am ready for love again. Maybe I am ready to call love in. And last night, I'm in bed early every night because I'm doing that astral work and I'm doing, I need to be rested. It's part of my ascension experience. And so I haven't been as actively stargazing as I normally would previous years because I'm in bed so early, and it's summertime, so therefore it's still bright when I'm in bed or when I go into bed. But it's starting to get dark now again, so I actually went outside with my dog last night and I looked up at the stars for the first time in ages. And it was the first time in ages I looked up and I said, I wonder, can he hear me? And it's the first time I spoke to my twin in a long time. It felt like a long time, definitely a couple of months anyway, on the 5D. And I was like, I wonder, can you hear me? I wonder, are you there? And then I was just like, oh my God, yes, you are. And then I said to myself, I was like, all these doubts are 3D. All these doubts are based on the human experience. All these doubts are based on separation and the lack of communication. But one thing I have never doubted is that feeling of when I do connect to my twin on the 5D. That feeling of unconditional love, that feeling of acceptance, that feeling of, I don't know, it's just, it's a magical feeling. It is like your soul is dancing. And I was like, fuck the 3D for a second. You know, who gives a shit what's happening, whether you're in separation or you're together? Who cares? What I feel when I connect with my twin flame on the astral or the 5D realm is amazing. It's so full of love. It's so exciting. It's so magical. It's so powerful. Why would I disconnect from that? And now I don't think it was a deliberate, I'm going to disconnect from my twin flame telepathically. I think my heart closed up for me to heal certain wounds that I had to process. And it happened for my journey. It was supposed to happen that way. You know what I mean? But last night when I reconnected, I was like, if that's all there is, if all there is that spiritual connection with my twin flame, isn't that enough? Like, you know what? Sometimes twin flames don't incarnate at the same time. Sometimes twin flames don't end up in union because of certain differences or whatever. But we're always connected on that soul level. And that's enough. You know what I mean? What I mean by that is, like, that feeling you get when you connect with your twin flame on the 5D is the most magical feeling you get. It's not just butterflies in your tummy. You get butterflies all the way up through your heart. I say it's my soul dancing because I get these intense butterflies, like, all the way up. And it's just this magical, otherworldly feeling. And, you know, it's like, I don't want to disconnect from that. Even if I don't end up with that in the physical realm, reconnecting with my twin on the 5D felt so, it was like a warm hug. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, and I'm very isolated at the minute, you know, and I don't have people in my physical reality. You know, I have great friends like that I communicate with, you know, every so often on a weekly basis or whatever. But, you know, to have, like, you know, have that connection with your twin in the 5D, it's like having somebody with you physically. And I love it. It's warm, it's comforting, it's happy. And, you know I've been going through an intense heart awakening for the last 4 months. I know I've been going through a lot of ascension symptoms. And I know I've been going through that closed heart energy, that dark night of the soul. And it's hard when you're in it. But when you come out of it, then you're like, whoa, I love the light. I love the light. And that's the thing with the connection with your twin telepathically or on the 5D. It's full of colour. It's full of love. It's full of happiness. It's full of ecstasy. And that's what it is. It's magical. And, you know, that's what it's all about. Like, that's the trust that we need. And I think that's the reason the disconnect happens, is to find that trust again. You know what I mean? And I remember, like, I had gone through a catalyst experience and, oh, my whole journey was all fucked up, man. I'm telling you, it was so fucked up. But I started to, you know, I disconnected from my experience and then reconnected again. And that feeling of, I could feel love coming. I could feel that it was coming into my life. And then I actually did meet my twin in the 3D, which was mind blowing. And that's the feeling I'm getting again. I'm getting that feeling of love again. I'm getting that feeling of magic again. I'm getting that feeling of the union feeling again. Do you know what I mean? The magical feeling again, you know, and that's what it's all about. And that's the whole point of this twin flame connection, is to come to that love within yourself separately, to come to that magic within yourself separately. You know what I mean? To trust in this divinely orchestrated, magical, divine union. to trust in that. And that's the thing with separation and no contact, is we need to come back to that place of trust. Without that, this is it. And I've said this before, we're creatures of, I need to see it to believe it. But when it comes to the twin flame journey, or anything to do with our spiritual journey, we need to believe it in order to manifest and see it. And that's the thing. We're shown different scenarios, or we're disconnected, or we go through closed heart energy, or we go through these ascension symptoms of dark night of the soul. We go through that doubt, we go through that fear. And then we have to come back to the trust, the love, the faith, the hope again on our own, without any of that 3D contact. And that's the magical part of connecting with your twin on the 5D. So if you do feel disconnected from your twin at times, trust that that's a part of your journey. Trust that even if you don't remember dreams, you're still unconsciously dreaming of your twin. You're still unconsciously connected to your twin, even though you mightn't have those strong telepathy signs, or you mightn't feel it as intensely as normal. Your souls are always connected. So even if you don't feel connected, you're still connected to your twin. And that disconnection, or unconscious disconnection in a sense, or conscious, I don't know which one. Anyway, that disconnection is there for a reason. That disconnection is there for you to heal yourself completely separately. Disconnect and detach completely separately from the outcome or from the union itself. Do your inner work. Allow your twin to do his inner work or her inner work. Both of you become whole on your own, and both of you regain that trust and faith in each other and yourselves separately. That's what it's all about. And that is the magical, beautiful connection that you have with your twin flame on the 5D realm, on that spiritual realm. So no matter if there's no contact, no matter even if you haven't met your twin on the 3D yet, trust in that 5D connection. Trust in that feeling. Because that feeling, you cannot dismiss a feeling that strong. Do you know what I mean? Something that makes you feel so full of love. You can't dismiss that. That is not fake. That is real shit. You know, even if you don't physically have it yet, it doesn't mean it's not real. Those feelings are real. You're a twin flame, and you know when your soul dances for your twin flame. You know when you're connected on the 5D. So connect, open that heart, do your healing and open your heart again. Let them back in. And as I said, this is all part of the journey. This is all part of your path, and all part of your healing, and all part of your growth. But don't give up complete hope. Because I did. And until my own heart reopened, I kind of lost all hope. And now it's reopened again. I'm like, yay, it's alive. So, so trust that it's all, that disconnection is all a part of the process. And trust that when the time is right, it will come back into to connection. You'll start to feel your twin again in the 5D, and you'll start to trust in your connection again. And trust that union will come when the time is right for both of you. You're still both healing. We're all work in progresses. We're all our work in progress. We're all doing this healing. We're all becoming better versions of ourselves. We're all evolving. But the main objective is to open our hearts. So we have to do that healing, come out of that dark night of the soul, open our hearts, reconnect on the 5D, and trust that this will bring in our union quicker. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today. I'd love nothing more than to help you on your path.